This is the perfect book to kick off Summerween. Hello everyone, I'm author R.L. Raintree. This is Reels and Reads, where I give honest reviews and occasional spoilers. My Monsters Ain't Like Yours by R.J. Joseph is a tapestry of Black American horror. It's a collection of spooky, unsettling, and disturbing tales that will surely stay with you long after you're done reading. Some of these stories really rattled my soul. I mean, they really got under my skin. Disturbing isn't a strong enough word for some of these stories. Some of these stories were a little lighthearted and entertaining, of course, but most of them, if you're a person who thinks a little too much like me, it's really gonna get to you. I mean, I was afraid of not Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Not because Freddy was scary, but because the idea that I could never sleep again because this thing who controls the dream world could kill me really got under my skin. And so whenever there's a horror that requires you to think, what if this were real? What if this were happening to you? That's the truly spooky stuff for me, and that's what we get in this book. I mean, in the very beginning, we get stories about what happens in Louisiana graveyards. If you know, you know. And I'm not going to give you a lot of the stories. I'm just going to give you a little insight on the first couple of stories. That being said, my favorite one, I believe it was called No Regrets. Let me check right quick. Actually, it was called Regrets Never Die. And let me tell you something. If you like it gothic, if you like it dark, if you liked Toni Morrison's Beloved, you're probably going to find that as one of your favorite stories. There are so many stories. I actually have more than one favorite story. But something about that one really irked me, y'all. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a good way. It just kind of stayed with me. And that's all I can tell you because these are short stories. If I give you more information than that, it's really going to ruin it from you. I mean, we have everything you can think of in this anthology. Everything. But of course, remember, these are Black American horror stories and it is being told by a Black American woman. So everything within the scope of what we think about here in the United States is what I mean by everything. And I gotta tell you, R.J. Joseph managed to pull up the things we don't think about, managed to play upon our urban legends, our superstitions as Black Americans, things we kind of hear whispered about, you know, especially if you're from a rural part of the South. And she just really exploits the things that terrified us because they went bump in the night. Now, as I said before, this book is filled with urban legends as well as just flat out original stories. But the urban legends have her own little twist on them. And because of that, I think this book is an excellent candidate for film and television adaptation. I would prefer streaming adaptation like Shudder. I don't know if everybody knows about Shudder. I feel like everybody does by now. But yeah, Shudder, maybe even Netflix, something where we can get a horror anthology. Like I think there was one back in the day called ABCs of Horror. I think another one might have been Faces of Death. I'm really bad with titles, you guys, but this can easily be a horror anthology that we watch once a week, you know, like Tales from the Crypt, for example, but there's no one narrator in this. It's not like a continuous theme, but I would tune into this every week if I still had cable, which I don't. But if this were streaming, I'd tune in for each episode every week, or I would most likely prefer to binge watch every episode, and each story is an episode. It really is that good, you guys. I'm a person that's into dark, twisted tales. I'm a person that's into, if you'll pardon my French, mind fucks. Things that aren't necessarily scary, but if you think about it too long, you're not going to be okay. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the person where I may be petting a lizard or something, and all of a sudden my mind goes too far and I freak out thinking this is a creepy thing and it's going to crawl up my arm and somehow get under my skin and kill me. I'm one of those people. You know, if you like liminal horror, you like gothic horror, you like what ifs type of things, like I never thought of it that way. If you like to pause for a moment after you read a horror story and go, what? What just happened? You know, where you have to think a little bit. It's not just in your face with blood and guts and gore. Not to demean that type of horror, because I love that too. This is more sophisticated, more intelligent, without being too sophisticated and intelligent to scare the bejesus out of you, or at the very least disturb the deepest parts of you. I mean, I can't say enough about how much I enjoyed it. So let's get to the rating. I gave this a 4.5 stars out of 5 stars, not because there was necessarily something wrong with it, other than the fact that I felt like there were too many stories to get the full impact of the stories that we got. I'll explain. And I'm not going deep into this book because I don't want to spoil it for anyone. Again, I give occasional spoilers, and the closest I'm going to get you to that is give you something on the first couple of stories. I don't remember exactly, but I think the first story in the book was the one about a Louisiana graveyard. And I loved the way that story was written. It was about, we'll say, 2 teenage girls. I believe they were teenagers, and just kind of, having a good life, a little bit of a little summer fling or whatever. And then they make the mistake of cutting through the graveyard after their grandmama done told them not to do this. We all know how that goes. Someone tells you not to do something, you do it anyway. And now we have the plot for a horror story. That one was really, really good. And once we uncover the, shall we say, darkness beneath the graveyard, I wanted more. It felt like the ending just got kind of slapped on there and that's it. To be fair, that was the end of the story. Don't get me wrong. The story was finished, but I just wanted it to unfold a little more. I wanted some foreplay, or I wanted a little aftercare, if you will. Don't mind me. I normally write smut. I'm not trying to be nasty. Maybe I am. Anyhow, I needed to kind of sit with it a little bit longer, and that happened more than once. And again, there are several stories in this book. You're really going to get your money's worth. I've seen the price for it online. I have to say that in my personal opinion, it might be slightly underpriced, but I guess that depends on where you buy it from. But again, some of the stories, the endings felt like they were rushed, as if maybe the author might have been thinking like, let me wrap it up. And that's something that I struggled with when it came to writing short stories, so I totally get it. But again, none of that ruins any of the stories. It just kind of leaves you wanting more, which is a good thing, but as a critic, not so good of a thing. So I took away just a half of a point. Forgive me for that. Once again, this is a really amazing anthology. Now's the time to read something like this. There are a lot of books coming down the pike from Black women that are horror based that you guys are truly going to love. And speaking of horror anthologies, I would like to remind you all that my book, Code Orange, is available for sale right now on my own website and wherever books are sold. Of course, it is available as an ebook as well. Code Orange is named after the unofficial holiday for us Halloweenies, these Halloween 365ers out there, and that is July 5th, so that's what the book is named after. It is a collection of only 4 paranormal tales, including the famous Whispers of the Aurora and the Other Ivy. I'm very proud of this anthology. I love it when people tell me that they have nightmares or that they can't brush their teeth without looking over their shoulder now. Go ahead and grab your copy, give it a read, and let me know which story spooked you out the most. And also let me know, what are you reading this summer? I mean, it's Summerween, whether you're a horror fan or not. What are the horror books you guys are reading this summer? Because I'm going to read them all. I'm going to be reading them now through Valentine's Day. I feel like spooky season starts July 5th and goes all the way through Valentine's Day. We take a little break and then we get back on it halfway to Halloween. Like, again, you might as well be a Halloween 365er if we're going to be celebrating that many months out of the year. This has been Reels and Reads, and if you're looking for your copy of My Monsters Ain't Like Yours by R.J. Joseph, it should hit the shelves on July 15th, available to everyone. And once again, I got an advanced copy, for which I am so incredibly grateful. If you have a book that you would want me to read and you'd like to send me an advanced copy, go ahead and hop in the comments, or you can message me privately and I'd be happy to give it a review. Of course, I have to disclose that I have received an advanced copy of your book, and I love to read. Thanks again for watching.